I'm starting with my morning cup of coffee. It's midweek, so that's a great thing, and I thought I'd come and hang out with you for a few minutes. We're going to talk about another Bruce Lee quote today. I'm on Bruce Lee quotes for some reason, and they've been reaching out to me, and I thought, okay, they're great to talk about on the live show. So anyway, how are you this morning? I hope that you're having a wonderful day. So today's quote is, "Knowing is not enough, we must apply. Willing is not enough, we must do." So I really like this one quote because it really encapsulates so many important messages. So again, it's knowing is not enough, we must apply. Willing is not enough, we must do. And what this really is about is taking action in your life and setting forth the path. And so here are my thoughts. When you learn something, say it's a martial art, what will you do with it? How are you going to apply it, as Bruce says? Because learning a martial art is more about than just learning the martial art. It's about the future of it. It's about how you're going to apply it in the future and to your life. So think about it now when you're practicing martial arts, where you see yourself going with martial arts. As a student, do you intend to perhaps teach one day? Do you intend to continue to use the martial art mindset for your entire life? How are you going to apply it? It's so important to have a purpose for the learning. We're talking about learning and knowing. Knowing is not enough, you have to apply it. So in martial arts, we have to apply what we learn to our own lives, whether we become instructors, whether we're just peers and we support each other, we encourage each other. Have a reason for the learning and know that you're going to apply it, know that you're going to use it for something. The same is true for all of the learning in your life. I went to school for my master's degree just like a year and a half ago. And, many people think, well, you're too old to go to school for a master's degree. But the fact is that I learned so much. And I was in organizational management, which I don't get to apply a lot. But what really helped me was the writing. There was so much writing involved that I learned to become a better writer. So now working on my third book, I'm a little bit of a better writer, especially a technical writer, a little more simple. And I attribute that to the learning. So I'm taking that learning and I'm applying it to something in my life. So don't just learn something and let it fizzle out on you. Don't just try to accomplish some new task and just let it kind of go away. Make sure it becomes a part of you, becomes a part of who you are, and that you use it. The second part of Bruce Lee's quote is, "Willing is not enough, we must do." And it's along the same lines, but it's a little bit different because many people, for instance, are willing to help. They're willing to change. They're willing to practice martial arts at home. But willing and doing are two different things because, I'm willing to talk about martial arts and positivity, but I don't always do it. I'm trying to do it more. But the thing is, willing to do something and actually doing it are two different things. And the most important thing of it is the doing. So the most important crucial step, of course, to that equation is taking the first step, right? It's taking the first step in your martial art practice. When I began martial arts, my willingness was not that great, but then I was willing to learn the martial art. It still took me a while to do it, to learn it, to want to have it in my life. I went because of my husband. So you have to kind of take a switch in the mindset of what you're willing to do and what you actually do. Take the first step into the dojo. Take the first step to the music lesson that you've always wanted to take. Take the first step to share your story. I have a wonderful podcast, the Martial Arts Women Podcast. Many women are taking the first step for the first time to tell some of their stories there. So they're beyond the I'm willing to share a story to the actually sharing the story. Take the first step to follow your dream or your goal. There are so many first steps waiting for you today. And, I have my own list of first steps because I want to use the martial arts and the positivity to send out positive messages to people who are seeking positivity. And somebody told me recently, always stand next to someone who feels like sunshine to you. And I kind of love that because that means that you're surrounding yourself with the people that you need to help improve yourself. So, in the first part of the Bruce Lee quote that I said today is, knowing is not enough, we must apply. So, get to know other people, get to know your goals and dreams, and begin to apply those. Begin to use them in your life. Use your skills and talents. Use who you are. I used to hate public speaking. I used to have a terrible fear of it. I made myself get over it because I thought I really have messages I want to share with people. And so sometimes it's not easy to go from the learning to the success part, but you can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. So today, just keep in mind the 2 points that knowing is not enough. We must apply. So whatever you learn, what you know, apply it in your life. Use a martial art mindset, use positivity, use all of these things that you learn throughout your life. Surround yourself with positive people and then apply them to your life. And then don't just be willing to do something, actually do it. You have to take the first step, and that's the hardest step. But I tell you, once you take the first step, something changes. You begin a momentum of improvement. You become in a momentum of challenge, and you suddenly recognize that you are so much more powerful than you ever realized. Martial arts for sure teaches that to so many people, including me, that you are much more capable than you ever realized. So take your first steps and just keep pushing through. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Thanks for stopping by.